Good morning. This is a bit of an odd sight. Usually when I send you a video, I'm in here, but this morning I'm sitting on my roof, having a coffee, and taking in this nice morning to bring you a new update. All the work that you see me do on the channel happens in this garage. It's the original to this house, built in 1968. It's a 24 by 24, so it's actually a little bit larger than your standard two-car garage. And obviously up until now it's done the trick. I'll show you pretty quickly why something does need to happen to this garage, but the announcement is that finally the opportunity has come around to knock this garage over and build something pretty special right over here. You can probably tell in a few ways that I've been busy already preparing for this project. You wouldn't know it, but a lot of plants have been removed. This pathway is going to be removed. I've dug in order to find the gas line and relocate it. Some old asphalt's coming out. Really, it's just clearing the way for full demolition and then the preparation of the new site. If you were to see this garage for the first time, there are a few things you might notice and ask yourself, why is there an extension cord that's powering this whole garage? And why is there an enormous crack that runs through what looks like the entire foundation wall? Inside, if you've been a watcher of my videos for almost any amount of time, you've probably noticed this mean looking crack running through the middle of the floor, and it's basically quartered the pad. And that's because, like I said, this house has been built 50 years ago, and there's lots of mature trees in this neighborhood. You can see out of my beautiful single pane window that there's some open space here. That used to be filled with really large trees, not unlike those. And one of them was right outside the window, right next to the building. And wouldn't you know it, this crack runs right to the outside wall where that tree was and straight to the center. I've actually had this pad measured for level before, and this quarter right here under my car is way out. It's over 2 inches lower in this far corner than the highest point, which of course is a bad thing, over by the doors. So as time went on and the cracks got deeper, the outer edges of the pad started to fall away, which allowed the walls to dip out to the outside, and that allowed the roof to start sinking down and inwards. With a keen eye, you might have noticed in the intro of the video that there is a even more significant dip in the roof right above the heater. And all of that is why the previous owner put in this makeshift beam across the center of the garage with 3 teleposts, which are attached by basically gravity and friction, and it gets in the way of pretty much everything that I do in this garage. You might have noticed a lot of this red tuck tape appear over one winter when I finally got sick of all this vapor barrier hanging down and this gross old stained insulation coming out when I turned on the heater. Of course, this is not how tuck tape is supposed to be used, not exactly. I've had to use it just as a makeshift solution to stopping air gaps, and in this case it was more like a glue so I could stretch some plastic film across these single pane windows to get a little bit more R value out of this and manage the humidity in the garage over the winter. Because of that humidity and how badly the slope is out on this pad, all the water used to melt and drain off of the wife's wagon here and go right to the back of the door, and it was starting to rot out this drywall, and I had to protect this makeshift foam insulation ring that I put around the door because it's so far out of square that although it's closed at the top, there was almost a 2-inch open gap at the bottom, letting freezing cold air in during the winter. Just to pile on at this point, the lighting in here isn't ideal either. Of course, I try to avoid the flashing light produced by the fluorescent bulbs in my videos. I've rigged up this really dumb LED light to the ceiling so I can shine down on the workbench so you guys can see what I'm doing, but it's just not ideal. In terms of workspace, there's actually not a bad amount of counter space, and it gets the job done in terms of holding my tools. I don't have tons of stuff right now. Just the daily hand tools are in there. I've got a few extra parts that I sell off and some parts that have yet to go onto the car in the other cupboard. There's enough room to store oil pans, other drawers full of extra hardware for other projects. And of course I've got a pretty decent little storage cabinet here that I have lubricants, shop towels, odds and ends. It's been okay. So even though I just spent the last couple of minutes complaining about the garage, I am grateful for what I have here. This is an oversized double garage, and I know there's lots of people out there that don't have a place to store their car. They don't have any place to work on projects. Maybe you have a single car garage, but it's full of kid stuff. I feel you. But I'm lucky enough right now to be able to do something a little bit better, and I'm excited to take you along the journey. Pretty soon, we're going to say goodbye to Old Faithful here, and what's going to happen is a triple garage is going to be put up right here. You'll see the design come together over time, but for now you can picture really just a taller, elongated version of this garage right here. Same roof line, it's just going to be shifted right here, but hopefully I'm going to have a little extra height over in this area to have some dedicated shop space. And one day, if I'm really lucky, I can put a lift in here, and then the two dailies will be over on this side right here. First things first though, this guy's got to go. So the next video that you see on the garage build project is going to be the live demo of this garage. This whole project's going to take a few months this summer, so the amount of work that I'm going to be able to do in this current garage is going to be coming to an end. I've got one more project planned that I'll be doing within the next week or so here, and then I'll be out on the street working until this job is done. So you guys know that I'm not a vlogger. I like doing the how-tos and talking about products and tools and stuff like that. But I'm pretty excited to do something different here, and I hope you find this garage build series interesting. Please do subscribe if you want to follow along. I'm going to try to make regular updates and give lots of good details. And hey, in the meantime, get a haircut. Thanks for watching.